What's up? Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads, and check out the links posted in the description down below as part of the channel. Thank you. Here to have an article from the Irish Times, also known as the Irish Slimes online in online circles. Very interesting that, isn't it? How people think about the mainstream media nowadays. I think it's great. I think it's great that people have finally turned their backs on them. It's awesome. But here's what these people are peddling. And only yesterday did they put this article out. Slipped it out there. Hope nobody will notice. There's been a lot of pushback over the last number of months with regards to this gender ideology that they're trying to push. Now I'm going to explain what I think about that throughout this video. But to begin, I want to say this. If you are a mutually consenting adult, whatever you do behind closed doors is your own business. I don't want to know about it, and the large majority of people out there don't want to know about it. When you start pushing this stuff upon kids, that's when you've crossed the line. There are many people that are out there that feel very strongly about this, myself included. You try and push this on kids, you have an issue on your hands potentially in the future. This is a bad idea. The large majority of people have voiced their opinion on this and they don't want this anywhere near their children, and still these people are pushing for it anyway. And in particular, these NGOs, these non-government organisations. They have a big part to play when it comes to these things, and funnily enough, in this article, it sort of lets you know exactly what they're up to. I think maybe it's unintentional, however, it's hilarious that they've put that in here. New junior cycle curriculum will oblige schools to teach about gender identity. What a load of codswallop. Now what happens here is this. People will blame each generation, and in my opinion, the generation that has come before us, and I speak anybody that's 40 plus, they have an awful lot of responsibility when it comes to things like this. This isn't being asked for by students. Students are not asking for this. Young people don't think like this whatsoever. Of course, you've got a couple of people out there for sure, but this has been pushed upon them hand over fist by people in our communities and in our leadership positions that are supposed to be stewarding this country and our people towards the right side of history, not the wrong side of history. So I just wanted to make that point because it's a cross-generational problem. The word oblige there. What does the word oblige mean? Make someone legally or morally bound to do something. I am morally bound to talk about this because this is utter nonsense. And the fact it's been pushed upon impressionable minds causes very much so an awful lot of emotion in me. Because to think that this is going to be pushed upon people that you love and that I love, that I hold near and dear and that you hold near and dear is way out of line. This all began with let us just get married, and people said sure. And there were voices out there that said, this is a slippery slope, you shouldn't allow this. Well, it seems like those voices that said that at the time have now been proven right. Move follows research which found education is out of date. How? Too focused on biology. Imagine someone sat down, wrote this article and said, yeah, too focused on biology. Are you joking? You see, these are people and media outlets that told you not to believe your own eyes and ears for the last 2 years. That told you to be really afraid when it came to the sniffles, and are now not reporting the truth about what's happening after people have had you know what. Voldemort. You know what I mean? It's absolutely astounding how they can pivot to something completely different, isn't it? Does not reflect the reality of young people's lives. See, this has been pushed upon young people. It's been impressed upon them. Who's the author? Carl O'Brien, as you can see here. The new education curriculum for junior cycle students will require students to appreciate how orientation and gender identity are experienced and expressed in diverse ways. Absolute codswallop. I'm telling you what now, I'm really looking forward to a certain religion of peace and seeing what they think about this, because they've already said as such that they don't think that this is right and it shouldn't be there. Now, as you know, I'm a Christian and that's where my interest lies. However, the Catholic faith, in fairness to them, have been out already and have said this is utter nonsense. In the meantime, the INTO, which is a primary school union, have actually condemned what the Catholic Church had said, and were holding meetings in private, according to the media outlets out there. Now, anytime media report on private meetings, alarm bells start to go off in my head, because you know and I know shenanigans are potentially afoot there. Now, what I want to just draw your attention to is this paragraph here and another paragraph down below. The specification, say sources, is aimed at promoting dialogue and discussion about these issues in a safe setting with an informed teacher. So just someone that wants to parrot the nonsense that has been thrown in front of them and told to them to give to your kids. Unreal, isn't it? They reject allegations. It has been hijacked by non-governmental organisations. Well, all we have to do is we have to just scroll down a little bit more there, because it's telling us all about cisgender and gender identity, which, as you know, is pure and utter nonsense. And as you can see here then, however, the draft syllabus drew broadly supportive submissions from a range of non-governmental organisations who said the emphasis on gender identity was very important. Let me explain this to you. If you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, highly recommend that you watch it. Do you remember in the movie when Agent Smith was able to corrupt other players in the Matrix? That's exactly what you're seeing here. Because these people don't have the ability, an awful lot of them, of course, as you know, to have any progeny, to have any children. So how can they continue their lifestyle and their beliefs to carry on into the future? It's by doing what Agent Smith did in the Matrix, by installing it into someone else, corrupting them, and hoping that they are going to carry it on. That's my firm belief. The Matrix has an awful lot of messaging in it that I think is very relevant to what's going on today. And you're looking at Neo and Morpheus and the lads, the Resistance. Anyway, I keep going. The Transgender Equality Network of Ireland, TENI, said it particularly welcomes the mention of the spectrum of orientation, gender identity and expression. I'm telling you now, lads, honest to God, in the next 5 years, these people are going to try and normalise, how can we say, Jim will fix it, is what I'll say. They're going to try and normalise these people. They're already on that wavelength. Look what went on with the Dalai Lama only last week or the week before. Look what goes on with your man Joe in America that's running the show over there. Look what's going on in Hollywood regularly. Look at the types of employees that are being busted that work for Disney. This is all out in the open. And you think that these people aren't going to try and normalise that in education? You've got to be joking me. This is what's going to happen next. Belong to Youth Services said many young people had been calling for improvements to relationships and education for years. To me, that's utter nonsense, and it's only speculation from their point. And to me, it's very easy to throw forward an argument and say, oh, young people are totally looking for this. I would highly doubt it. When I was a young person, I didn't look for any of this sort of nonsense, nor did anybody that I knew. And now, as things stand, nobody that I know in my circle or in the wider circles that I know think that this is okay or this is normal. They actually are quite repulsed by it. And I'll be honest with you when I say this. It is going to take people to stand up, be firm, be counted, because you have an awful lot of people that has been shown over the last couple of years, and some people might say, well, you harp on about it, and tonight I'm going to continue to. People that sat and nodded along, even though they firmly knew in their heart, in their minds, and in their souls that what went on over the last couple of years was wrong, and they still went along with it. Are you going to go along with this too? Because I certainly amn't. And I don't think an awful lot of other people out there are going to do it either. This has instigated so much pushback. It's something that I've never seen before. And I've never seen the level of anger towards the government and what they are attempting to do through these NGOs. I've never seen anything like it before. This is a step way too far over the line. And in my belief, when you have seen media outlets like Gript asking ministers bog standard questions, I would say, that the media at large aren't asking them. And the way that Roderick O'Gorman looks at Leo Varadkar when Gript asked about Barbie Kardashian, it was something else. So listen, what I think is going to happen from here is this. They're going to see more pushback. These people in the education sphere are actively telling you that your opinion as a parent doesn't matter. They are telling you that your child's opinion when it comes to this doesn't matter. They are telling you on a religious level that your religion doesn't matter. this is their new religion. Are you going to stand for it? Or are you going to say, no thanks, I'm not having that at all? What will result in change? What will result in pushback to this? Running in elections against these people primarily. What can you do now if you're not someone that's interested in doing that? You can email your local TDs, your local councillors, your school, and the boards of management of your schools. Because if you get on the front foot right now, they are going to see massive pushback. If people just go, sure, look, what can I do? They're just going to just wheel it in, no problemo. Don't let that happen, I would suggest, because futures are on the line here. And you might think that that's something that's a bit grave and a bit like, but if they enter this in to the public sphere and have people engaging in this sort of nonsense, all bets are off in the future when it comes to this sort of stuff. Cause and effect. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Really helps out with the channel. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know what you think about these moves. Let me know what you think about the media. Let me know what you think about the education system. And let me know what you think about the TDs that are saying nothing when it comes to this. How come these TDs are all silent? Why are they not putting in bills that are opposing this? Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And I'll talk to you later. Good luck.